Hello and welcome to more Pauper decks. Today, we're trying to see how many Ancestral Recalls or baby Ancestral Recalls you can put into one Pauper deck and have it still function. So, the one you're probably most familiar with is Thoughtcast, and I really haven't played with this card much. I think in the Gremlin deck was like my first time like seriously putting it in a deck, and I'm super excited because it feels awesome to cast. So, be expecting Caleb's exploration of Thoughtcast in the Pauper format coming up. This is my first look at it. And they gave us another Thoughtcast of One Mind. So in Ikoria, they printed this card that you can cast it for one if you control a human and a non-human creature, which is actually kind of an easy criteria to meet. So it's like another Thoughtcast, and it's actually way cheaper in general too. So we get these four. Then I don't think this card is necessarily good, but I just wanted to put all the Ancestrals in a deck. This one is legitimately Ancestral Recall. For 1 mana, you get to draw 3. You just have to tap 4 untapped creatures. Well, what is an Ancestral Recall that also gives you creatures? Oh yeah, Squadron Hawk, the bird Ancestral Recall. So this is 2 mana to get a bunch of hawks. So 2 mana, you basically draw 3 cards, and then you can use those hawks. Look at this perfect synergy right here. You have Squadron Hawk that lets you draw 3 cards on its own, and then you shared Discovery tapping 4 hawks to draw, and then Squadron Hawk is a non-human creature, so you can of 1 mind. It's perfect. And then we have a bunch of artifacts in the deck just so we can cast Thoughtcast. What could go wrong? So our human creatures are Ardent Recruit. This is Metalcraft, gets +2/+2 as long as you control 3 or more artifacts. Actually hits pretty hard. You can hit Metalcraft very easily with this deck, with all these artifact lands, and we're actually running Ornithopter as well, which is kind of cool. So this hits pretty hard, and then we're running 1 Selfless Cathar. Probably I would go up to 2 Selfless Cathars if we weren't trying to run as many shared discoveries. I don't think you can run 4 of this card because it's pretty bad in your opening hand, but in the late game it's great. And then 4 Thraben Inspectors, which is actually like the perfect like synergy combiner out of all of these decks. It's a human that makes an artifact. So it triggers of 1 mind and Thoughtcast, and like it just does everything. So Thraben Inspector is strangely like the best card in the deck. I never thought I would say those words, but here we are. So there's that. So we have 9 humans, which might be a bit low. But this is the first run of the deck, so we're just going to see how this build goes. And then there's this card, Vidalcan Surtark. I don't know how to say that, but this card's the blue Icy Manipulator. If you have Metalcraft, you can just Icy Manipulator stuff. So it's pretty good against control. You can like tap down their lands so you can resolve stuff. It's great against like Stompy because they'll put a bunch of enchantments on 1 creature, and then you just tap it so they can't attack. It's just a good role player, and I just want to see how it goes. And then along that line, we have Springleaf Drums to help us facilitate the mana, because the mana here is kind of awkward because we're running Great Furnace, and we're trying to like have artifact lands and make everything work. So this kind of smooths it out. And then Ornithopter is also pretty good in this deck. So the 0 mana flying creature, you can cast it and activate Springleaf Drum right away. It's a good creature to tap for shared discovery. It enables affinity, so Thoughtcast and Frogmites can come down earlier. So it also kind of just smooths everything together. And then we have the Frogmites Mirror Enforcers to just beat down 1 Chromatic Star just to make the mana slightly better. And then 18 land, which is pretty high actually, but you need colored mana is the concern here. Basically, I think this deck could easily run on 14 lands, but Great Furnace is like Ornithopter's 5 through 8, which is weird to say, but like if I could cut Great Furnace and just run more Ornithopters, I think I probably would. We just run Lotus Petal then? That's okay. So next thing to consider would be running Lotus Petal instead of Great Furnace. But I think this is probably better. So that's the main deck. Onto the sideboard. I actually have a sideboard this time. We have Transformative Sideboard into Atog Fling. This is a way to beat fog effects and things like that. We have 3 blue and 3 red Elemental Blasts. And I get this question a lot, why am I running blue and red Elemental Blast over Pyroblast? Mostly I just have these and they're cheaper. And the cases where one is better than the other are pretty niche. If I was going into like the Pauper Challenge or something, maybe I would like buy the optimal one, but because I just kind of make videos to show you guys the deck. If you want to slot in Pyroblast, go for it. 1 Vidalcan Surtark, just to bring in against Stompy mostly. And other like controlling decks where you can tax their mana, because playing this turn 1 and then having it active turn 2 is actually pretty sweet. And then imagine you like followed up with a second one, your opponent just never gets mana. So that's good. Electrickery and Standard Bear against like elves and things like that. That's basically the deck. I'm gonna try it in some games and see you guys then. Alright, we're playing against Bug Funny. We won the die roll, so let's go first. Oh yeah, this hand's great. Got Vidalcan Sertark. We can cast a turn 2 Frogmite and run the play. So yeah, let's lock them out of some lands. Play you. Pass turn. Then we're gonna go like Great Furnace, Springleaf Drum, Frogmite, Selfless Cathar. So we're actually going to deploy our entire hand turn 2. And we're playing against Tron. What better... Oh man, they can't even activate their expedition map here because we have... Right, so we do this. That's 1 artifact, 2 artifact. Put a stop on their upkeep. 3 artifact. Frogmite. Tap the Frogmite, cast Selfless Cathar. Tap Selfless Cathar, cast Thoughtcast. This is the dream. This is the true dream. we draw the Hawk. Oh my gosh. Alright, so before they make a land drop, we're going to tap down the power plant so that they can't expedition map. It's like a double time walk, man. And then next turn, what do we do? I don't know, we'll figure that out when we get there. Okay, so we draw Tranquil Cove. So I'm gonna play a Hawk. Yeah, I'm gonna play multiple Hawks here. Play Hawk. And then hopefully we can just Selfless Cathar kill them like very quickly. Easy ability, yes. Hawk, Hawk, Hawk. Man, tapping down that power plant was awesome. Cast another Hawk. I guess I did not need to play the Ancient Den, but I might as well. Say no. So we're going to just attack for 3 here. Yeah, because I still want to tap down their land. That way they can't get any extra mana after the expedition map. This forces them to pop the thing. Yeah, I think I'm okay forcing them to crack the map right now. It does give them 3 mana, but I don't know if there's a better way to get around it. Maybe I was supposed to just, like, attack, because there's no way they don't crack Expedition map here. Cave of Temptation. Okay, so they must already have Tron. Here's the thing, though. I can also just tap down Prophetic Prism in their upkeep, and I can hit them for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's getting to be a lot of damage. Let's play Hawk. No more Hawks. Play another Hawk. And I guess I do just play Tranquil Cove at this point. And next turn, I think we could just kill them with Selfless Cathar. And we're going to use the Vidalcan Sertark to tap down something. It just is a question of what. I'm leaning towards tapping Prophetic Prism, but probably just tapping down Urza's Tower is better. Yeah, then we can F6. I don't know if this card is good against Tron, but it's doing work here. I mean, we got the Time Walk on Expedition map. Opponent gets to resolve a Muldrifter, maybe? But I think they die. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. They're 1 short of being dead. That's actually very unfortunate. Let me go through the math again, right? So I tap this down and swing out. They take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 damage because Selfless Cathar has to sacrifice. That's actually really unfortunate. So I think I'm just going to swing out and not crack this. They take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Otherwise they take 8 and go to 4. I'll just hit him for 5. And then I'm not going to play a land because I don't want them to know. I'm just deciding what I tap down with the Sertark. And I think it's going to be Urza's Tower. Just really limit their mana. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 mana. Denrova Horror, bouncing Selfless Cathar. Aren't they just dead? Glad I kept Island in hand. I think they're just literally dead on board. They block here and here, and they take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, they're just dead. Alright. Maybe they didn't read Selfless Cathar, or that was their only option. They just hope I don't activate him. Boom. Got him. 8 damage. Alright. Off to a good start. Let's bring in our Red Blasts. And I don't think we want so many shared discoveries because they're kind of suspicious against Tron. We want to be attacking. Maybe we can keep 1 in. And then Selfless Cathar does help win the game. Do I want Atog Fling? Because they're going to bring in a bunch of fog effects. I could bring in Atog Fling instead of Squadron Hawk. It's not the worst thing I've ever heard of. And then at that point, I probably don't want the Surtark. 3 Red Blast, I think I like the Chromatic Star with Atog. Maybe I'll just bring in 3 Atogs and just run it like that. Oh man, maybe the mana in this deck is not good. This hand's pretty good. I can get rid of probably just Ornithopter. I think in this instance, Ancient Den is better than Ornithopter. So we'll just do that. No need to stop in their upkeep anymore. We'll see what we can do. Thraben Inspector enables a turn 2 Frogmite because this makes an artifact. Okay. Well, we don't have any red, but that's fine. So what's our best draw? Probably the red artifact? I'm not sure. The plan here is just to like draw into Fling and then Atog kill them because there's no way they brought in blue Elemental Blast here. Okay. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna play a turn 2 Atog while they're not countered. Hit for 1. And then probably when they bring in blue blasts, if we lose this game, then we can just side out Atog, and then they just won't have any usable stuff. Next turn, our best draw would be of 1 Mind. Then we could go like Seed of the Synod and draw. Ooh, that's pretty good. So we can go Seed of the Synod, Frogmite for free. We have Red Elemental Blast available. Exclude. I think I'm gonna counter that. That's too much value for them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 damage. So not quite lethal. I'll just get in for 2 while I can. And the question is, do I crack the clue? Because the clue represents 2 potential damage. Okay, opponent hits Tron. Stonehorn Dignitary. So I think given that, I'm going to crack the clue. We really need to hit Fling. Back here. Okay, Ardent Recruit doesn't do a whole lot. Oh, there's double Ardent Recruit, I guess. Play 1. Play Ancient Den, play a 2nd. Skip our combat step. So the nice thing is we have a lot of creatures resolved. The not nice thing is they have Muldrifter, and they don't have Ephemerate because they would have evoked it, I imagine. But they might have Ghostly Flicker, which they still should have evoked Muldrifter, but I guess maybe the 2 mana doesn't matter. Okay, so we miss a combat step. Now would be a good time to draw one of our Ancestrals, which I guess I probably want in the deck now that I think about it. Okay, maybe Ancestral number 1 of 1 Mind. There's Fling. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 damage worth of Fling. And I also have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I can cast this. Alright. We're going to be susceptible to a Derova Horror, I guess. Pass turn. We can also just fling our Atog at the Stonehorn Dignitary if we need to like stop them from combat locking us, because we have a lot of attacking creatures here too. There's Muldrifter, sure. They sent me a message. That's not him. Okay, that's somebody else. I don't know who's sending me messages that's not in here. So they're ephemerating the Dignitary. Do I go for the fling? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I think I just let this happen and try and resolve fling on their face. I don't know. That could have been greedy. Because they also get the buyback on there. I don't know. Yeah, maybe that was better. I trade fling, Atog, and a land at Stonehorn. Then they only have the 2 blockers. And I can hit them for like pretty big amount of damage. Yeah. Cast here for 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So if we draw like Thoughtcast into 2 artifacts, we can just kill them. Alright, what are they targeting? Wait, they just didn't cast it? Okay, I guess that works for me. How do I make this go away? I don't know how I make that go away. It's just stuck there. They just have infinite ephemerates hanging out. Okay. Another Stonehorn, sure. Still no combat. We take 4. Yeah, I think I was better served just killing this one. But we'll see. We're just gonna hit Thoughtcast. Okay, I mean, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So they're effectively at 1 life here. Any artifact is lethal. Any draw into artifacts is lethal. And also they have to fog. This is obviously assuming they don't have a way to counter fling, but I think in a matchup like this, the opponent usually sideboards out most of their counter spells and just brings in fogs. Because you can only have so much of one thing, right? You can't have infinite counter spells and infinite fogs. And we are dead next turn to Cave of Temptation, Muldrifter. Ghostly Flicker there. So, okay. Now we make the decision. I can fling the Dignitary, and then I don't have Atog. I think I'm just going to let this happen. I think it's more likely for me to win by flinging their face. Because I could try and kill it, but then if they have like Ephemerate in response, or another Ghostly Flicker, or they just cast another Stonehorn, then I just blew all of my resources for nothing. What I really don't want to see is a Dinrova Horror. Demonic Wall getting back Ghostly Flicker, which they still can cast. So, alright. Basically, we're playing against Prohibit. Any artifact off the top. That might be good enough. Shared Discovery. Give me the goods. That was almost not lethal, but this appears to be lethal. Play that. Get a clue. This costs effectively no mana. And then we can start sacking stuff. Seven, 8, 9, 10. Add a bunch of mana here. Crack the clue. Sack this one. 13, 14. 15, 16. 17, 18. 19, 20. Is there any way they can gain 2 life? I don't think so. So let's just fling there. Target them. 19 damage, 19 to the face. Prohibit? There's no way they have Prohibit, right? They let me cast Shared Discovery. But I guess maybe they were worried about mana? Oh, God. Alright. They brought in Weather the Storm? I mean, I guess. Alright. You have me there. I think we're gonna go back to the Vidalcan plan here. Just kind of lock them off of mana. I think I'm still gonna keep the Red Blast in just because it disrupts their combo, but maybe not. I don't know. Is Atog Fling like a good thing to bring in? Or do I just go all the way back to my pre-deck configuration? Because they're probably going to bring in Blue Blast now, and it's just going to be completely worthless. I'm going to try this. We're going to try the proactive strategy. I'm not saying this is guaranteed, but I'm also saying they might just have a bunch of dead cards in their deck now. Alright, we need a Vidalcan Surtark. A castable Vidalcan Surtark. What are you doing, man? I'm still going to keep this because we can draw stuff, and like, this will be useful eventually. We just need a single blue mana here. But this hand is awkward. That's for sure. Springleaf Drum would be ideal, but we can start with Ardent Recruit and just hope to hit a Springleaf Drum, because then I can go Plains, Thraben Inspector, Springleaf Drum into Surtark. Yeah, see, that's not the start I want to see. This opponent's had very quick Tron every time. Okay. Sometimes you just get what you ask for. Do that, do this, tap you for blue, cast you, hit for 3. Yeah, I think I like the Vidalcan Surtark on the play, not so much on the draw, although they're still going to be able to activate their Expedition map turn 2 and hit Tron turn 3 most likely. So that's unfortunate. The whole point of this is so you can stop them from activating the map turn 2. Yeah, and they just have Tron turn 3. Alright, cool beans, cool beans. Great Furnace was actually pretty good. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So Mirror Enforcer costs 3. So I can actually Mirror Enforcer into Of One Mind. And that's pretty sweet. Do I really need to cast these? I guess I'll cast 1. I don't know. They don't really do anything, but they don't really hurt anything either. Put a stop on their upkeep, hit them for 4. We're gonna tap down the Urza's Tower. So they get, okay, so they just had Natural Tron again. That's kind of crazy. They're at 13, and they're about to take like a good chunk of damage from this Enforcer. Yeah, I think I like the Surtark, especially if they just have a bunch of Blue Blasts hanging out, and they're not even playing Tron. Ardent Recruit. So let's move to combat. Attack with these. They might have Fog here. 7, 8. No Fog. Okay. That was weird. Why didn't they get the Tron piece? Yeah, wait, they actually can't cast Fog. What are they doing? I have questions. We can crack this clue. Squadron Hawk. So I guess I cast it a little bit backwards, but that's okay. Pass turn, and then on their upkeep, I will still tap down the Urza's Tower. Ancient Grudge him. Okay. Can they flashback Grudge? I think I might just have this, right? I think that's game. The taps for 2. They can go Chromatic Star. Yeah, we got him! Yeah, we just outfared Tron. Perfect. See you guys next round. Alright, we're here for round 2 against Northern Marco. We're on the draw. I'm gonna keep this hand even though it's not amazing. We're gonna go like turn 1, Seed of the Synod, Springleaf Drum, and then turn 2, we can cast a Frogmite, I guess. If we play an Ancient Den for 1 mana. And then we can play another 2-drop, so trying to think what our ideal draw would be. Thoughtcast, probably. Ooh, Rootwalla, okay. I can respect. Another Frogmite, that's actually pretty good. So I can go Seed of the Synod, Springleaf Drum. And then turn 2, I can just double Frogmite. Take the damage. Uh-oh. OP missed a land drop. That's not great. Yeah, so we're just gonna go Ancient Den, Springleaf Drum, Frogmite, Frogmite. Can't actually share Discovery or anything, but we have like a lot of mana for next turn. So let's just draw some Thoughtcasts. Or honestly, even a Squadron Hawk so we can share Discovery would be pretty nice. Alright, more artifacts is not amazing, but I can attack here. Just playing Tranquil Cove, so I don't know. I don't think it really matters what I play here. Hit for 4. Alright, opponent just scoops him up. They must have just kept a sketchy hand. I didn't really see enough to know what to sideboard, so I'm just going to keep the main deck configuration the same. Ooh, this hand's real good. I'm going to keep this hand for sure. Turn 1, Thraben Inspector. Actually, probably going to go turn 1 Ardent Recruit, I think. That doesn't let me play of 1 Mind turn 2, but hitting for 3 on turn 2 is pretty good. Snow-covered swamp. Okay, this must be Tortured Existence. Yeah, this must be Tortured Existence. So we can go Ancient Den, Ornithopter, Ardent Recruit, pass turn. Ornithopter can block the Carrion Feeder, I guess, and the reason for playing this is to play around an Edict effect, because Ornithopter is pretty good. Yeah, okay, this is definitely Tortured Existence. That makes sense. Keeping a 1-lander without any black mana playing Tortex is pretty rough, but this deck has a pretty rough matchup against Crypt Rats, that's for sure. Because like all of our card draw is based around having creatures in play. We can go Ancient Den, Thraben Inspector. 1, 2, 3, 4. I guess I just have to play a Chromatic Star here, go up to 5 artifacts. Hit them for 3. Yeah, I don't know. Racing Crypt Rats is going to be tough. And they even have a Dredger. The hope here is that their hand doesn't have enough swamps. Yeah, they're still drawing naturally. So we want to see green mana or no mana. Because the biggest limiting factor, so I've played a lot of Tortured Existence. The biggest limiting factor for this deck is how many times you can activate this in a turn. Because when you're dredging, yes, you're drawing like a Stinkweed Imp every turn, but here's the biggest problem is you're not hitting your land drops. So this like infinite value engine thing that you have going on is actually not that great. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Mirror Enforcer costs 1. And then I can tap this for blue to cast of 1 Mind. Hope to hit a land here. Frogmite, sure. Yeah, so like now they can't even really do that much here, and I can hit them for these. This deck's sweet, man. But yeah, like they don't have land, so they have to draw naturally. They don't get to dredge. Even if they draw a swamp, there's still another swamp away from being able to cast Crypt Rats. And here they're probably casting Commune with the Gods for a swamp. That's why I think there are some really old YouTube videos of me playing Tortured Existence if you look for them. You can find my old lists, but I ran like Tilling Treefolk and other things because hitting land drops every single turn is the most important thing. Satyr Wayfinder is pretty good too. I don't actually think I have a way to beat Spore Frog now that I think about it. Uh-oh. Wait, this could get really bad. I think if they have Spore Frog, they probably should have been dredging. Uh-oh. I might be able to kill them this turn with Selfless Cathar though, fortunately. They have 1 blocker, so that blocks here. They take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's not lethal, but it's very close. So I can play Ardent Recruit, Squadron Hawk. And then next turn I can play Selfless Cathar and get there and just really hope that they don't have a Spore Frog loop. Use the ability, get more Hawks. Hit them, hit them, hit them, hit them. They can make this into a 2-2, but it can't block. I mean, this is a really scary turn 4. Look at this. Opponent's down to 7. So it's Spore Frog or bust. I don't even think Crypt Rats is good enough now. That's not a Spore Frog. So they can block here, take 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I think they're just dead. They unearth Crypt Rats. They can activate for 0, but they don't have the manas to do what they want. And we're gonna kill them with Ornithopter. GG's. Alright. On to round 3, I suppose. See you guys there. Alright, we were playing against JRDPDX. This hand, it's got a lot of free spells, none of them are good. Or castable without any lands. I'll keep this hand, and we're gonna get rid of this Plains. Or maybe get rid of Tranquil Cove, because I don't really want tapped mana. But although I'm gonna go turn 1 Vidalcan Sartark, yeah, I'm gonna get rid of Tranquil Cove. I don't really want tapped lands. I don't know if I like this card on the draw, but we'll see. Ooh, I like it more now. So we actually, like, pretty much any card in our deck is good here. Any artifact would be ideal. A human would be pretty good. Ooh, Angelic Renewal, I also like that. Squadron Hawk is pretty good. Can't cast Of One Mind yet, but Squadron Hawk does some work here. Undoes that mulligan quite nicely. Hit them for 1 because I don't have Metalcraft. And that's why we put back the tapped land and not the untapped land for things like this. This deck definitely looks like a pile, and it might be, but it's a glorious pile with all the Ancestral Recalls in it. Alright, so what is opponent doing with Angelic Renewal? The combo I can think of is, there's a couple Evoke creatures which are very good with Angelic Renewal. Journey to Nowhere on the Vidalcan Sartark. Sure. I mean, that's actually pretty good, right? If I hit an artifact, oh yeah, imagine I can tap that down, that would have been nasty. And I actually would have been able to do it too. But here I get to go Thraben Inspector, make a clue, cast Of One Mind, because now I have Best Friends, and then play an artifact. Patent Attack. Look at these, they're best friends. I like the synergies. I like drawing cards. This deck does both. Anyway, yeah, so there's evoke creatures. There's also some creatures that, like, when they enter, bring back enchantments from the graveyard to the battlefield. Or most of them bring them to hand. Ooh, that's pretty good. Drifter Renewal. So, okay, they must be some type of Ephemerate Angelic Renewal combo deck, which I like. I built an Elementals deck based around this combo a while back. And as crazy as it might sound, opponent is getting much more value than I am. Because that was 2 cards to draw 4 and get a 2/2. So that's better than casting 2 Of One Mind. But they have to discard, so never mind. Ash Barrens, sure. Ooh, Orny Boy, Ornithopter, Squadron Hawk. Say no. And then we shared discovery everything. See, now I'm the one getting value. And then I can play 1, 2, 3, 4. I think I'm just gonna play the Vidalcan guy. Last turn. I get the feeling this is gonna be a battle of infinite card advantage. But it's really, really hard to keep up with Ephemerate Muldrifter. It's like, this card is just the most efficient card draw engine in Pauper. Like, any crazy amount of card advantage just revolves around abusing this card, because it's so good. Like, its worst rate, 3 mana, draw 2, is what this card is modeled after, which is Divination, which was, like, historically pretty good card advantage. Probably not so much in Constructing, but that's like the base rate of what you would spend to draw 2 cards. They keep killing my dudes! No! Okay, fine. I'd rather have them get that guy than Mirror Enforcer. The Muldrifter attack says to me they probably have an Ephemerate. Let's draw some cards, because we can. Play... Really missing some white mana here. Let's go Seed of the Synod into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that I can go Ardent Recruit and then just pay for Mirror Enforcer, I guess. Matt Flacco says hello. How did you get in here? I didn't even know you could. I'm just gonna cast this now. Because I don't want them, like, I don't know, attacking and then killing something. Ah! Alright, I got miscalced. On the bright side, I know that they can't have miscalc. Okay. I know that they can't have Ephemerate to block me here. Alright, Radiant Fountain. Okay, racing is going to be hard, and losing Mirror Enforcer was huge, because that's such a big body compared to, like, random Squadron Hawks and such. Oromancer, getting back the renewal. Okay, so that is the loop, right? You get to block with Oromancer and just keep doing that. Yeah, I don't know how I'm gonna block this now that losing these guys was really big. Because these guys being able to tap down their blockers or to limit their mana would have been pretty awesome. Raven Inspector. Okay, so I'm gonna attack with an Ardent Recruit. I'm okay trading this for a Muldrifter, especially while they have Angelic Renewal out. Afterlife. Okay. Get a Spirit. I only have one white mana, so let's crack this clue and see if we can hit a white land. Oh, or just draw a Mirror Enforcer. Okay. Play that, play the Enforcer for 2. And then just play a Hawk, I guess. No more Hawks. Alright. If you're doing that, please don't like interrupt my games when I'm playing. Like, it's just kind of common courtesy to let me do my thing. And opponent's really setting up the lock here. Angelic Renewal. So now any creature they block with, like they can double block my Mirror Enforcer, and that really kind of does some bad things for me. But they're down to 3 cards, which is not nothing, but I'm really stuck on white mana. Holy cow. Let's move to combat. I think at this point, kind of okay with swinging out, just with my flyers, because they can only block 1, and I don't want them buying back their Muldrifter off Angelic Renewal anyway. So, like, their best block here is to double block the Enforcer, which means I get in for 4. Okay, so they just block like that. I don't know, maybe this attack was bad. But it is a lot of... Oh, it just comes back to the battlefield. It's actually not that much mana. Yeah, that attack was kind of bad then. I'm just gonna play Ardent Recruit. It hits the hardest. Last turn. I really need to draw some white mana. Okay, so we're gonna be playing around miscalc pretty hard in game 2, because that's a substantial amount of miscalculations. There's the Angelic Renewal. What is this? Seal of Removal. Bounce a creature. So that can kill like the Spirit, or it can bounce my Mirror Enforcer. Ooh, Springleaf Drum was pretty good. So let's move to combat. My attacks are not great. I attack like this though. Do I even attack like that? Let me think about this, because they can just double block the Ardent Recruit. I guess I have to get in for damage somehow. They double block the Ardent Recruit. I can only kill one of the 2, and then they can get it back with Angelic Renewal. But then I take 4 of Mirror Enforcer unless they use their Seal of Removal. Okay. Yep, so this is kind of the worst fear situation. Oh, interesting. They should have double blocked, because I can only kill 1. But they're tapped out and they only have 1 card in hand, so I get to deploy like a bunch of Raven Inspectors. Raven Inspector. Springleaf Drum using this useless mana. Cast another Raven Inspector. Crack a clue. Play Ancient Den. Crack another clue. Play a Hawk. Already got all my Hawks. Go. We actually have a couple cards that would be pretty good here. We have the guy who sacrifices to pump my whole team. I could even let Ornithopter get in for a little bit of damage there. And then obviously, like, Shared Discovery is huge against an opponent down to 2 cards. What did they Seal of Removal? Oh, their own Muldrifter. Alright, that's pretty good. So there's their draw engine. I wonder if I'm supposed to just put Muldrifters in this deck so I can have, like... Imagine if I... Yeah, just having a bunch of Muldrifters in this deck would be sweet. I don't think it would be good, because they cost 5 and this deck struggles with the early game, but we would never run out of gas. It'd be like Thoughtcast and a Muldrifter and a Muldrifter and a Thoughtcast. Springleaf Drum. Yeah, see, here's where things get awkward for us. I can trade Ardent Recruit with one of the Monk Idealists. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I guess swinging out is probably my best option here. Actually, swing out in the air makes a lot of sense to me. And then just attack with an Ardent Recruit. Because then they can double block, but that's not so bad. No, actually just swing out in the air. Yeah, I lose 1 creature. Oh no, this doesn't have flying. No, 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 no. I thought this was a bird. What am I doing? Yeah, I thought this flew. My bad. Gonna block. Thought that was a bird. Play Springleaf Drum. I'm gonna hide the Ancient Den just so they don't know what was in my hand. And pass turn. They're at 11. That's not 0. And we're like a couple draw 3s away from getting there. Which I guess could be said about every single game. Opponent's not wrong. They do all blend together. Right, opponent replays Angelic Renewal. They go down to 3 cards. Uh-oh. A morph. Interesting. There are so many things that could be. I imagine it's the Gush creature, but that seems kind of odd in this build, but maybe it is. Okay, there's another Ardent Recruit. I mean, I cast it. I don't really even think I can attack here, now that they have Angelic Renewal down. So we're just gonna pass. Hope to build out our board a bit more, so that way we can get the creature that gives everything +1/+1. Opponent's going for the crazy plays. I wonder if decking them is an option. This is quite the game, right? We're going deep here. And we're both, it's kind of funny, we're both drawing tons of cards, but we're like both about halfway through our decks. The difference is they just drew 4 cards. Oh boy. I like the build though, it's pretty sweet. I'm curious how it beats Tron though. But not every deck has to beat Tron. Like my deck struggles pretty hard against Tron. Ooh, Aether Snipe. So they're gonna start killing spirits probably? Oh man, please bounce my Thraben Inspector. Look how intimidating he is. Or she. Look how intimidating this is. I'm trying to figure out what they're looking at. Like some brambles or something? Kind of gross. Okay, they are killing the spirits. This is gonna get quite a bit harder now. We're down 2 Mirror Enforcers, but we still have like 4 Thoughtcast, 2 of One Mind, and 2 Shared Discovery. So like 1/3 of the remaining cards are draw 2s. Okay, we could probably go off. There we go. Let's start. Thoughtcast number 1. Thoughtcast number 2. Of One Mind. Frogmite. Frogmite. Ardent Recruit. Tranquil Cove, gain some life. Cannot attack, pass turn. I really want to know what this card is. Okay, more Auramancers. Getting back more, I guess, Angelic Renewal at this point. Is there a morph that prevents combat damage? Because that would be kind of sweet. Of course Seb McKinnon did this art too. It's fantastic. Alright, so they have Auramancer, another morph. I have no idea what that could be, but I'm eager to find out. Alright, so we just want to get some Ancestrals going. Ancient Den, sure. I can't attack, so go. Please flip one. I want to know. I have to know what it is. Ah, what morph synergizes with Angelic Renewal and Seal of Removal? I would think the Gush one, because like that draws you cards and then it dies and you get it back and it draws cards. So it's like a weird inverse Muldrifter. But I guess we'll find out. Okay, that was the card I was talking about. That card is quite good. It basically goes infinite with Angelic Renewal. And our Flying Armada, oh, I get to choose one. Turn each card with the most or tied. Never mind. Just the most, okay. So basically nothing they have can die. Alright. And I just have 2 flying creatures. I guess Ornithopter technically counts. This seems like a hard one to win, I'm gonna be honest. We can win on time, but that doesn't feel great. Oh boy, alright. What are you doing, Snipey boy? There's no more tokens for them to target, so like bouncing Squadron Hawks, I guess, to like tempo me out is one way. Okay, so they are in fact bouncing Hawks. One thing about Angelic Renewal that's actually kind of rough, you have to decide what you're doing with all of them before any of them happens. So when I was playing with this card, I would get in situations where I was like, say yes to multiple of them and sacrifice, but you only get 1 trigger. So you like, if you're ever playing with this card, be careful, like only use the ability once. Otherwise you're just gonna sacrifice all your things for no reason. Alright, I take 2. Opponent's down to no cards in hand though. We're drawing lands. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I guess there's still like 5 lands left in the deck. Play that one, play this one. Play this, pass turn. The problem is, I don't even think there's gonna be a game 2. I really want to know what these are. It's really eating away at me here. Another Seal of Removal. So I think my opponent can just... Oh, that might not be advisable. Now I think we can deck them out. Okay, they get more Muldrifters. I think what this deck is missing is a big, strong flyer. I think there are some, like, affinity for artifacts flying creatures that I probably want to put in here, because even just having like a 3/3 blocker would be huge. Considering most flying creatures in Pauper are 2 power. Like there's Core Skyfisher, there's Muldrifter, there's Glinthawk. All the Delver creatures, if you had even 2 toughness, would be good at blocking. Alright, opponent. This board state is getting somewhere. I don't know if the game is ending though. Oh boy. They attack with Custody Squire, I'm gonna take it. The way I win this game is hitting like a Thoughtcast into a Thoughtcast into like double creatures that pump my team. Frogmite, yeah. The way I lose this game is Frogmite into Concede. I wonder if this is the guy that sacrifices wizards to counter spells. I hope that it is that, because that actually has some pretty cool synergy with Angelic Renewal. Although there's no other wizards here. Is this a wizard? It is. Oh man. I hope that's the case. Okay. If this is the morph, it's like 4 mana, and you tap it, I think, to sacrifice a wizard to counter a spell. Ornamencer is a wizard. I don't know if Monk Idealist is not a wizard. But that would be sick, because then you could counter every spell forever, right? You sacrifice Ornamencer. You get back Journey to Angelic Renewal. Oh man, I hope that's the case. Now I'm getting excited. I killed my Hawk. I take 5. If that is not the case, someone needs to brew that deck. Right? That works. You sacrifice a wizard, counter spell, and you can just counter infinite spells. It's really clunky and slow, but in a game like this, it just wins. I'm putting my money on it. They go up to 12. They're down to 5 minutes. I mean, I'm gonna win on time. There's no way they can kill me 2 games here. Let's see what we draw. Ancient Den. All right. I think I'm just gonna concede here so we can go to game 2. That way, I actually want to play out the game. So hopefully they let me play out game 2. Is it the wizard counter? What? Not what I was expecting. Not what I was expecting, that is for sure. Standard Bearer, I don't think that stops Ephemerate. Yeah, normally I would play it out if I was trying to win, but I want to continue these games because those seemed kind of fun. We're gonna keep these in. Honestly, the Hawks are kind of bad here. What if I just get rid of all the Hawks and put it on the Surtarks? That way we can keep their lands tapped down. I'm on board with that. I don't actually want that many Red Blasts. Maybe I bring in the Hawks. I messed this up. Actually, you know what? We're just gonna... Oh, no. Yeah, because the only card to Red Blast... I guess Muldrifter. Never mind. Oh, yes. This is a pretty good hand. Ornithopter. Island. Springleaf Drum. Blue. Surtark. And next turn I could just cast a Frogmite, I think. Now Metalcraft is enabled. So I can put a stop in their upkeep and just lock them out of mana. Now this is the game we signed up to play. Oh, that's so good. Next turn Frogmite costs 1. I cannot actually cast of 1 Mind because I don't have a human. I can't believe the morphs were the giant green trample dinosaur thing. Ooh, Thoughtcast is pretty nice. So let's cast this guy, paying 1. Then play Thoughtcast. Then play another one of these guys. And opponent's just not going to have any mana. This is kind of the hard lock. I'm actually kind of about this card. This card seems sweet. They're just not going to have colored mana, like, ever. Okay, never mind. They have Ash Barrens. But they're only going to have 1 colored mana. And then I'm going to tap down both of those. And then they're going to have 0. No! No! Stop! Get out of here! Stop eating my guys. I need something to bounce Journey to Nowhere or kill them. Thoughtcast is good. Cast that. Ardent Recruit. Let's just cast the Spring or Chromatic Star. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. Hold up. I can do this. Cast of 1 Mind. Yeah, then I can cast Ornithopter. Now we're doing it. Hit for 2. Tap down Tranquil Cove. No blue mana. Angelic Renewal. Okay, so now they have blue mana and a Preordain. But we're hitting them for like a ton of damage. Alright, so let's go Great Furnace, of 1 Mind, Frogmite. I kind of want to share Discovery here. 1, 2, 3. I missed out on 2 damage, but I get to draw a ton of stuff. Selfless Cathar, that's actually really big. I'm gonna play around miscalc with that one. Hit with these 2 and just play Chromatic Star, because I can kill them next turn with Selfless Cathar. Tap down this. F6. Let's go, we can do it! They journeyed in nowhere, targeting that guy, but then they die! Yeah, the Surtark is actually... Ooh, that's kind of a problem. Is it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11? They go to 1? Why is it always 1 short? Oh boy. Alright, let's play an Ardent Recruit. I guess let's move to combat first. Force them to bounce stuff. I'm not gonna Selfless Cathar them because they're gonna just bounce my guy. I'd rather save this for when they have blockers to like push through a bunch of damage. Yep, bounce him. They take 6. Play Ardent Recruit. Play Ardent Recruit. Play Selfless Cathar. Play Great Furnace. Play Springleaf Drum. Wait, why did I play Selfless Cathar? I guess I can attack, but yeah, maybe that was a mistake because they could just journey to nowhere. But I guess if they journey to nowhere, then they can't prevent themselves from just dying here. I hope we get a game 3. I mean, this game took our opponent like 2 minutes, so we could definitely finish the game 3. Yeah, we get a game 3, okay. So, Standard Bearer just eats one of their enchantment-based removal. I cut all of my Squadron Hawks, which is probably just correct. Do I want to bring in the Atog Fling? That's the real question here. Because that's the only way... I want to win the game in the 2 minutes. I don't want to win on time. I'm just deciding if that's like a viable route to winning. I think we're just going to keep the deck the same. And we're going to Red Blast their Muldrifters and then just win. Okay. This hand is pretty good. I'm going to keep... we're 1 creature away from being able to of 1 mind. Turn 1 Seal of Removal, I accept. Shared Discovery with only 1 creature is a little bit awkward, but we'll cast him eventually. Any artifact lets me play Mirror Enforcer turn 3. And Springleaf Drum lets me cast him also turn 3. Uh-oh. Double Seal of Removal. Okay, I'll take that. So we go Ornithopter, Seed of the Synod, of 1 mind. Thoughtcast and a bunch of stuff. 1, 2, 3. So this guy costs 4. Look at you, Ornithopter, doing good stuff. Opponent plays Angelic Renewal. Another Seal of Removal. That's not great for them unless they have like infinite Muldrifters. Ooh, Vidalcan Surtark. That's quite good. So let's move to combat and attack. Let's see if they use Seal of Removal on Selfless Cathar. They do not, which they should not. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think I'm just gonna go with Island, play a 2-mana Thoughtcast, and then play the Surtark. 1, 2, 3, 4. I guess I'll cast this, why not? There's our Metalcraft. I mean, these can attack with Selfless Cathar out, and this can stop the Azorius Chancery, so they have to keep bouncing it every turn. And I think next turn I'm just gonna share Discovery for a bunch of stuff. Ooh, they don't? I guess they still can bounce it. Ooh, okay, so I can go Ardent Recruit, Ancient Den, Mirror Enforcer, Shared Discovery, Frogmite, Mirror Enforcer. I think I was going to win this game, because I don't think they have, well, obviously on time, but I think even outside of time, they're so far down on cards and stuff. I could tap down their Morph, I guess, it doesn't really matter. They're so far down on cards, and I just have this massive board with Selfless Cathar at ready to just kill them, that it's hard to imagine them coming back even if they had enough time. I'm really fascinated by these morphs. I wish I had an answer. Oh, I get it. Hang on. I understand it now. They're doing it, okay. Okay, that's what's happened. So it's a morph. If it dies, it comes back face up. Oh, that's a land. Great games. Great. So I'm gonna play the Surtark. They say GG's. Yeah, so I went on time, but yeah, so that's the combo. If you play a morph, I understand now. If the morph dies and you get it back with Angelic Renewal, it comes back face up. But I want to look at this card, hang on. Oh, I was confusing 2 cards. So here's Void Mage's Apprentice, which says when it's turned up, face up, counter target spell. But it's not Sacrifice a Wizard. But then there is Sacrifice Wizard, counter spell. And that's not in Pauper, I don't think. This card, Void Mage Prodigy. That's the morph that would be good. Fortunately not Pauper legal though. But Wizard Replica, no, there's really no way to make it good. Oh man. Okay, now I understand what they're doing. I wish this was Pauper legal, but at the same time, I'm very glad it is not Pauper legal. I think I'm gonna call it there for this deck. Those were some pretty long engaged matches. So I think I like the deck, but the early mana is not good. The idea of drawing all these cards is sweet. And I think there's actually something here. Vidalcan Surtark, it should be 4 of. If you play this turn 1, it's actually kind of absurd. You can just completely lock your opponent out. So maybe something more focused on that will be coming soon. But again, I'm going to be trying out Thoughtcast and tons of builds. So see you guys there.